you, thank you.
I smoked some of that devil's lettuce.
Smoke some of that jazz cabbage, you know what I'm saying?
I forget that it's even illegal, right? Do you forget it's illegal, right? Like when I was a kid, to buy drugs, you would go find the unscrupulous guy and you would buy like a handful of grass and he would, take your eyes out for nothing. Nowadays, when I buy weed, I have to get a menu. A full, downloadable, fucking Gordon Ramsay, Michelin star. It's a PDF, mate. I've got to download it. It takes up memory on my phone. And it's got mad that like weed just used to be called weed. Now I get stuff called Darth Vader's bubble bath. It's ridiculous. And it's like it's the weed man, okay? So the weed man, he's cooking up like the orders and stuff, but he sends out younger and younger delivery boys, right? To the point where now it feels double illegal when I'm essentially meeting a child at the park and he's texting me like, yeah, I'm by the swings, yeah? Yeah, come along, fam, come along. And essentially, he's giving me sweets, that's it. Having small talk with a drug dealer is hard enough anyway, especially when like, what you up to later? Yeah, just putting the hours in FIFA. All right. But then I go home and I start to smoke this weed and I start thinking, well, hang on a minute, that menu was so extensive, yet this child had one particular flavour in that bomb bag. And then I'm thinking, there must be hundreds of children just out there on scooters like some sort of world weed mobile buffet. So I smoked too much of that weed. Yeah, you got taxi driver energy, I can say. I started driving a London black cab, but like not as a vocation, more as like a hipster. It was the cheapest car I could afford. It was £450 on Facebook Marketplace, best car I've ever bought. And if you've ever been in the back of a London taxi or on Pornhub, you know it's quite spacious in the back of there. You're laughing a little bit too hard, this guy. I know your algorithm, brother. But it's wild, man. I love driving the London taxi. I have put a bed in the back of it because, look at me. Sometimes, I've made poor life decisions. Have to sleep in my car. And, I love driving around the London taxi, especially when it's like gloomy weather. If it's like pissing down with rain, I'll go out for a cruise and I'll just see all the people hailing me and I'll just pretend to be super popular. I'll be waving back at people like, hey, Sally! I've had someone come to the window before and be like, try to get in and be like, is that a bed in there? And I'll be like, yeah, but don't wake up that Japanese tourist because he doesn't know this isn't normal. Oh man, I'm a product of private education. That's why I have this false confidence. And it's tough, man. Like that's kind of. It's tough because, people, they always have a chip on their shoulder like, oh, you went to private school, oh, it was easy for you, you probably outsourced all your homework to India. Yeah, well, we did that, but it was tough. It was tough in the halls of privilege. I went to school in an actual castle. In an actual castle. Most people go to school in like some sort of cubicle, like a FEMA kind of hut, and there's 35 of you in a classroom. That's fucking safety in numbers. There was 6 of us in extra Latin. It's dangerous. I went to school, it was essentially like Harry Potter, but instead of like whimsical wizards and witches and that, it was just paedophiles. Moving stairways to paedophiles. Scary, man. And private school bullies as well, they're loads worse. Because as normal state school bully, you kind of know nothing's really going to happen in their life, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like private school bullies and that, they become hedge fund managers. Look at me, I look like I couldn't manage a hedge. And I get 2 things, right? I get people telling me, you look like Professor Brian Cox. I get that all the time. A couple of you can see it. Now that I cut my own fringe, I realise I look like Flat Earth Professor Brian Cox. I get that. By the way, 4 people a day say I look like Professor Brian Cox. If I tell one black guy who looks a little bit like Wesley Snipes, I'm cancelled. But yeah, I get that all the time. I get that all the time, and I'd either get people saying I look like Brian Cox, or I'd get any monkey, any like simian. I get people telling me I've got quite an ape-like face. Like people at school will be like, Penman, when are you going to continue evolving, you ape-faced fuck? But I went to go see see real monkeys. I don't like the zoo or anything. So I went to India where they've got like real monkeys that kind of. Have you seen the videos where like the monkeys are like trained by the Taliban or whatever to like steal people's iPhones and stuff like that? Have you seen that where like steal people's wallets and the monkeys go? Well, this big monkey he comes out. I went there, right, and this big main motherfucking monkey, the big head honcho monkey, right, he comes wandering out. And he just like looks me up and down and just gives me one of these. Like I was accepted. Right, thanks so much, guys.